And just a quick review of Rugby Capsaicin 0.025 cream. So what's this stuff for? I mean, why would you consider buying something like this and using it? Well, basically for a couple of reasons. Basically, it's for muscle pain and joint pain. So, for instance, let's say you were helping a friend move over the weekend. You did a lot of lifting. Woke up Monday morning. You're like, oh my God, my back is killing me. You have a lot of muscular pain. That's something you'd want to try for. Or let's say for joint pain, let's say you have knee arthritis. You're older, you get some knee arthritis, or you had an injury, got early knee arthritis, and got pain from the joint. That's another reason you could try this product. So anyway, so how does it work? I mean, what's in it? How does that all work? Well, anytime you're considering using something like this, you need to ask yourself one thing. What is the active ingredients? So what's an active ingredient? Well, it's any ingredient that has a direct biological effect or some kind of pharmacological activity in the body. So in other words, these are the ingredients in the product that really do the heavy lifting and really make it work. So in the case of this Rugby capsaicin cream, the main ingredient is, you guessed it, capsaicin. So how does capsaicin work? Well, basically, it works by initially it creates a burning sensation when you put this stuff on, but then this leads to a period of decreased sensitivity and decreased pain. So essentially what it's doing is like overstimulating the pain-sensing nerves and eventually making them less responsive to other pain signals. So that's how that works. Is it permanent or temporary? Good question. Well, I think there are some cases where this stuff can give you permanent relief. I think if your pain is primarily muscular in nature, like let's say, you did do a lot of lifting or you just twisted the wrong way, your back muscles are kind of talking to you. A lot of times when muscles start having pain, they go into spasm, and then this creates more pain, and then this creates some more spasm. So you get this pain, spasm, pain cycle. So I think if you do have that going on, you can break up that pain, spasm, pain cycle by using some of this capsaicin cream. So what you do is you put it on, pain goes away, and that interrupts the whole cycle, and the cycle stops, dies away, or gets a lot less. And after you use this a couple times, then you're feeling a whole lot better. So I think for muscular pain, this helps a lot. Joint pain, I think it helps, probably temporary. However, I think there is a good way to use this so that you can get permanent relief, but you have to do a couple things. You have to use a multi-pronged treatment approach. So let's say you put this stuff, you have knee arthritis. You put this on your knee feels better, okay? And maybe it's just going to be temporary, but you got to do something else then that's going to give you long-term relief. Or something like exercise, for instance, gives you long-term relief. We know that if your joint gets stronger, we know that your knee gets more flexible, it's going to work better, it's going to function better, and you're going to have less pain. So you can't do any of that exercises now because your knee hurts. So you put some of this stuff on, knee feels better or pain-free. Now you can do the exercises, which are going to give you that long-term relief. So there's a couple things that you really need to do if you have, like, say, for instance, knee pain. So I'm getting this from Bulletproof Your Knee. Make sure if you have any kind of knee problem that you strengthen your quadriceps muscle. Okay, your quadriceps muscle is a huge muscle on the top of your leg, and it's the main stabilizing muscle of your knee joint. So if you have problems with it, you're going to compromise the knee stability, you're going to have excessive motion in your knee, and you're going to have pain. The thing is, what they're finding if you go into research, just about any knee problem you can name, I can probably show you a study that they've looked at it, and they found you have a problem with the quadriceps muscle, meaning it's either not as strong as it should be, or some of these studies are doing CT scans and looking at cross-sectional area, they're finding it's smaller than normal. So for instance, knee swelling in the quadriceps. Another study demonstrated that even if you have as little as 20 milliliters of fluid in your knee, which is just over a tablespoon, it's enough to decrease the strength of your quadriceps muscle. So if you've had a knee injury or you have like chronic swelling in your knee, it's going to take its toll on your quads. It's just not going to be as strong. How are you ever going to get better unless you get that strength back? Knee injuries in the quadriceps. Ligament problems, anterior cruciate ligament or ACL. Look at this one. It doesn't, okay. This study looked at people that completely ruptured their ACL. They found that the strength of the quadriceps muscle in the injured leg was decreased by 25 to 30%. So here again, you're taking a big stabilizer, you're knocking that strength down 30%. How are you ever going to get better? You need to definitely do at least one exercise to get that back. Same thing with posterior cruciate ligament, medial collateral ligament, knee arthritis. So this is interesting. If you go ahead and you Google knee arthritis and quadriceps strength, basically every study is showing that if you have knee arthritis, you have weak quads. And then there are randomized controlled trials, which are the highest form of proven medicine that a treatment actually works. Randomized controlled trials showing if you take a group of people with knee arthritis and you strengthen their quads, that their knee pain goes away. And some of these studies are even finding that the people with the stronger your quads are, the least progression of your knee arthritis there is. So you got lots of reasons to tackle your quads. So anyway, and there's a lot of other things you can do. Flexibility, well, we all know your knee bends and straightens, but did you know your knee actually rotates? So about the last 10 to 15 degrees of you straightening or extending your knee out all the way, your knee had to rotate. It rotates laterally. So this is an accessory motion that you have to do. Here's a little test to see if it actually rotates. But that's what they call an accessory motion you have to have, to have a fully functioning knee. But here again, lots of stuff. Even your proprioception, that's another place to go if you have chronic knee pain, can't get better. Try your proprioception. A lot of people, that's your position sense in your knee. Lots of stuff you can do. But hey, you can't do it because your knee hurts. Put some cream on. Knee feels a little better, enable you to do some exercises week by week as your knee gets stronger, more flexible, function gets better, pain is going to get better. So yeah, great product. Check it out.